Indie Live Radio.
You're listening to Audio Levels. You've made it to the mid-boss, so now some chat before we get back to the music.
For this week's Audio Levels chat, we're joined by Cobra, who is a Scottish games developer who has just released a demo version of his game Pinkeye, which is in Scots Leid, or Scots language. So we invited Cobra onto Audio Levels chat to tell us about his new game, where the idea came from to do a Scots Leid version.
I was thinking, what would the world be like if the Axis Union didn't happen at 1707? I kept thinking about all these scenarios and how the relationship between Scotland and England would have changed. And I thought, that made for a good game, a good story. And I thought for shooters, like I've done other games before, and folk were always comparing it to Goldeneye. I thought, I might as well do more with that and really try to emulate the feel of the game more, replicate the graphics, and it seems to be working so far.
Oh, it really did. I mean, they were so recognisable. I actually went on to YouTube but just to remind myself what GoldenEye looked like, and then I looked back at your game and I thought, oh, you've done a really good job of getting the...
I play all the games. Like I don't really play that many modern games. I mostly do older games, so I'm used to it kind of graphics. I'm used to what it looks like. So I think it's more natural for us to do low poly models and all that stuff. Going off after nostalgia, like actual have references to based off of.
It does have that feel of, oh, I remember this.
It does. I tried awful hard to get that feeling. It's the first game I've tried to replicate an older game, but I've been making games for about 12 years, for 2008.
A hobby, or is it your job?
Well, it's more a hobby of mine, but this is the first game I'm going to put out that I'm actually going to charge for. I hope I'll get some money out of that. I'm actually putting money into it and all. Got myself a music composer and a sound artist working with me. And when the pandemic clears up, I'm hoping to get actors and a green screen to record like footage, like for cutscenes in the style. Do you mind when CDs first came out? They tried to really make you see it and have all the film games.
Yes.
I'm trying to replicate that feeling, just cheesy green screen cutscenes. But my hope is to record it in Scots and maybe do a dub in Gaelic and all.
That would be so cool. I love the bit on your demo where it goes, "You're dead," and I was.
Oh, you played it?
I did have a go at playing it. It takes me ages to get to grips with new games, but I got as far as finding the key and getting in the house, and then I couldn't get past the two guys. But it was fun. I enjoyed it.
I'm glad to hear it. I spent about a year trying to perfect the mechanics and trying to just make it feel right. And I think I've done that.
Oh, yeah, I think so. What do you like playing yourself then? Is it similar kind of things?
Well, also I like the James Bond games. I like Perfect Dark and the Time Splitters games. Mm-hmm. I like Half-Life.
Oh, that's my favourite, yeah.
Got myself a Windows 98 computer and been playing that recently. Going back to that. It's good fun.
And what about soundtracks? I mean, that's the show, Audio Levels. It started off as just purely soundtracks. What soundtracks do you think are the best and worth putting in?
I think Sega for the 90s, they had the best soundtracks, like the Saturn and Dreamcast games.
One I just did the other day, and it was, Migs from the chat room had suggested Tiberian Sun, which is not a game I've played, but the music was wonderful, actually. Yeah. I had a look at the game just on YouTube to see how it looked, and it had, I think, what you're describing there.
Did it have live-action cutscenes?
Yeah, based on a film. And I thought, hang on a minute, I know that actor. That's a real person. And then, of course, the game, when it starts, is nothing like it. But
I have to look into that.
It looked like it would be fun. What do you think you'll do after this game's launched? Is this something you want to do more of?
Aye. Yeah. Well, to try and kickstart a media of culture, Scots medium. We Scots the new, it was mostly all about poems and all that and songs. Most younger folk aren't into. And I thought, well, why don't I do some games in Scots that might attract them? There's only about 10 games into Scots, and I probably did about 8 of them. So I did by far the most.
Excellent. I loved seeing your Scots subtitles on the demo that you did. This door is locked. I mean, anybody would be able to understand that. I can't imagine even somebody from the middle of Surrey or somewhere wouldn't fail to work out what it meant.
I think with Scots is written down is easier to understand than spoken.
We had Iona Fife on the radio the other week, and also...
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and Colin Burnett as well, because Colin's just got a book out which is in Scots. So he was talking about that. And Iona, of course, had just had the victory with Spotify.
That was a big one.
That was brilliant, wasn't it? That was really cool. But you can kind of see that the games world is just huge. And Scotland is such a big part of it as well, because we've got so many.
Maybe I should try to put my game on Steam and then demanding Valve put Scots as a language.
Maybe you should. There you go. I'm looking forward to seeing what you do if you manage to take on the world of games and demand Scots be put in a language. That would be brilliant if we could make
I hope to do that. I'm just probably working my game again. Hope to get it done by the end of this year, depending on who COVID situation goes. So I had a recording interview a couple of months back for another game I made. Mm-hmm. And I still haven't watched the video because I'm too scared to hear my own voice.
What was that one about?
It was a Nintendo 64 game I helped make for a game jam. It was called Telecation Gemini. It ended up turning out very well and ended up winning the competition. We won some prize money and we sold a few copies of the game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I translated into Scots as well. So it's the first Nintendo 64 game in Scots.
Excellent. Oh, well, listen, I think what you're doing is brilliant. It sounds really exciting to be at the stage you're at with it now, where you're almost ready to launch it on the world. At the bottom line, it was actually good fun to play as well, so that's the important thing.
That's good to hear.
If you'd like to know more about Cobra's game Pinkeye and you'd like to download the demo version and have a little play with it, you can get all the details on his WordPress account, and we will include the link in the notes for this video. For more video games chat and to hear a selection of music from video game soundtracks, join us on Indie Live Radio. You can catch us at 11 p.m. on Wednesdays, 3 a.m. on Saturday mornings, if you're still awake at that time of night, and 5 p.m. on Sundays.
Indie Live.